Now available in paperback and e-readers. Easteen, Little Girl Lost. The devilish diva helps a lost little girl find her way home in this devilishly funny Easteen series adventure. Get Easteen, Little Girl Lost in paperback and e-readers today. I got a minute to take a look at the Justice League trailer at the library yesterday, and I have to say it's one of the worst things I ever saw. I haven't seen a movie that looked this bad in a trailer since the Captain America trailer back in 1989. That's how amateurish this so called Justice League trailer really looks. I mean, the story in and of itself, established in the first few seconds, in the first few frames of the film, you pretty much use cliche dialogue, so that pretty much tells me that the screenplay wasn't very polished, and the sequences of action pretty much are generic and uninspired. And that's one of the big problems with these DC superhero movies, is that they're not made with any sort of quality or any sort of consistency. In comparison to Marvel Studios, there is no care for the source material, there is no passion for the source material, there is no heart towards maintaining and preserving the source material or the integrity or the spirit of the characters. All when I look at this DC Justice League movie and its predecessor Suicide Squad, I see a desperate oligarch in Warner Brothers trying to make up for lost time with the superhero movie craze, and they're overcompensating by rushing out poor quality films like Suicide Squad and Justice League to capitalize on the popularity of superhero movies. And it's really sad because Warner Brothers was the one who pretty much reestablished the foundation for superhero movies back in 1989 with the first Batman featuring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Now, that film set a benchmark for high quality and high production values and quality writing and directing. This film, Justice League in 2017, sets an all time low for screenwriting, acting, directing, and just even maintaining the source material. I mean, it shows in every frame and every shot no sort of care towards the quality of the film. I mean, the actors are just there. The dialogue that they're saying is so cliche. I mean, it's like an old 80s action movie. There's no, again, care for the story. It's just something that's slapped together. I mean, when I was watching this trailer, it reminded me of the blaxploitation films of the 70s, like Three the Hard Way, where they just took three popular actors, then Jim Brown, Jim Kelly, and I forget the other guy's name, and put them in a film just to make a fast dollar on black audiences. And that's what this film pretty much reminded me of. Just no sort of care, no sort of craft, and no sort of passion. I mean, if this, when I think about what Warner Brothers is doing, it pretty much is embarrassing to their board of directors and many of their executives who invested over $100 or $200 million or even $300 million into this film. If you were to give me that same amount of money, I think I could produce two far superior films of a higher quality because I would have more passion and more care for the material to present you with a film that pretty much would be on par to compete with Marvel Studios. And this is the big problem with Time Warner. They don't see this as competition. As I see it, this should be seen as competition because we should be in the middle of a superhero movie horse race between Warner Brothers and the Marvel Studios. We should be seeing spectacular films featuring both the Marvel and DC catalogs of superheroes. This should be, we're competing for the attention of viewers. But Time Warner pretty much shows how little they care about the DC's comics fans by producing such a poor quality film and then thinking that people are just going to sit there and watch it. And sadly, we see with the success of Suicide Squad, they pretty much got away with that. And now this low standard is now the standard for DC cinematic properties and the DC cinematic universe. And I really feel bad for many DC comic fans, such as myself, who have been waiting years to see our favorite characters come to the silver screen. And we are being cheated out of a quality film and a quality film experience. I would love to see DC superheroes put on screen in a film that was of the standard of a Captain America Civil War or an Avengers, where we saw superheroes literally come to life on screen, and we saw it done in such a way that pretty much made a film that will pretty much be timeless as 1989's Batman. Because when I look at 1989's Batman, which was directed by Tim Burton crafted a masterpiece. That film is over 25, 26 years old, and when you watch it, all the visual imagery is so beautiful, and the story is so solid that the film feels timeless. And when I look at Justice League and even some of these Nolan and Snyder movies, they feel dated within a year or two. And the reason why they feel dated is because there was no craft put on that screen, there was no care put on that screen, there was no passion put on that screen, and there was no heart. And that's what this big problem with this Justice League movie is, as I see it. It has no heart, it has no passion, it has no soul. It is just people in costumes put up on a stage and put up in front of a green screen and just put there like with no sort of anything, no sort of care at all. It's just there, put out there just to make a fast dollar. And that's not what superhero movies should be. I mean, when you have people who are masters in their craft, they want to put together a film that will pretty much entertain audiences for years. And I don't see that type of, care to craft in this Justice League trailer or this Justice League movie. I just see something that is far below the standards that any viewer should accept. I mean, comic fans deserve way better than this, and we deserve something that would really, honors and respects these DC Comics characters and brings them to life in a way that stays true to them, the way Bruce Timm did with his Justice League cartoon. That 90-minute pilot by Bruce Timm captured more of the spirit of the Justice League and their mission towards protecting DC's universe than I saw in that 2-minute trailer, which in a film that cost over $300 or $400 million. And it's really sad to say that Warner Brothers spent less on Bruce Timm's Justice League and produced a better series and a better film than what this Zack Snyder and this other guy did with this poor quality, poorly crafted, garbage calling itself a film. As I see it, at this point, I could pretty much make a better Justice League movie or a better DC Comics movie than the people they have in charge right now. And the reason why it would be better is because I would care about about maintaining some sort of standards when I wrote the screenplay, and care about maintaining some sort of standards when the film was produced, and would want to give all of these long-suffering DC Comics fans the type of cinematic experience that many Marvel Studios fans have been receiving over the last 8 years. And I think about what many Marvel Studios fans have been getting. I believe that DC's fans should get the same type of quality. They deserve the same type of quality film, and they deserve to have a type of quality film that pretty much they can take their families to and enjoy, and they deserve a story that they can pretty much, share that allows them to share their favorite heroes from their generation to this generation and pass it on to their children. As it stands right now, this Justice League movie is one of the worst trailers I have seen so far. And when it comes out this November, yeah, it's going to make a lot of money, but it's not going to be the type of film that people are going to want to go out and share with their friends and family. And that's really disappointing, because superheroes are meant to be shared by families, and they're not going to get the opportunity to do that with DC Comics characters, because DC's parent Warner Brothers pretty much shows how little regard they have to producing quality films by allowing this garbage calling itself a superhero movie to be produced. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Samurai Goddess. The goddess next door takes on kung fu killers in this action-packed martial arts Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Samurai Goddess in paperback and e-readers today.